Is this a party or what? This the big bag, sir. Take it out. Oh, yeah. Let's do it, y'all. Tonight the mood is right. Y'all them look so nice. Keep on playing the sweet down music. Say the people can't refuse it. Outside in the open air, holding my baby oh so near, with one hand in her hand and one arm around her waist. We having a party in the backyard. Oh yeah, party all night long. We gonna break and scream until the morning comes. We're gonna party till the break of dawn. Yes, man. Party, party.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl, 'cause we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins #1. Yes, we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins #1.
It is now time for the Jeff Fox Radio Show.
Jeff Fox Radio Show.
Turn it up and get ready to talk sports and entertainment with your favorite sports brother. Follow the Jeff Fox Show on Instagram. That's
At the Jeff Fox Show.
Follow him on Twitter at Sports Bros Radio. And follow the Jeff Fox Show on Facebook at the Jeff Fox Show. Remember to subscribe on YouTube to Jeff Fox. You can always choose to support Jeff on Cash App. $ Radio Host 1.
And sit back, relax, and enjoy the Jeff Fox Show.
Powered by Brand Star Sports and Entertainment.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the Jeff Fox Show, powered by Remix Sports and Remix Sports Media. That's where it is now, all right? So that's what's popping right here. We got a great show for you tonight. We're going to talk some Miami Dolphins, find out the Dolphins have a hard road to go, man, a very hard road to go. And, of course, share the link, everybody. Make sure you share the link with everybody that you know, because it's a new launch for the Jeff Fox Show. We're doing it real big here on Remix Sports Media and my YouTube page, all right? So we're going to get it popping. Don't forget, as you see down below, support the show at Radio Host 1 on the Cash App. And we're going to do it big this year. So surprise guests all season long. And, of course, we're going to get right into it as my main man, 50 grand, Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas, is in the building.
Yes.
Lorenzo.
What's up, Jeff? Wait. You do? I got to come with my own applause. Do I need to bring my own applause? Let me bring my own applause. I got to bring my own applause up in here, man. Like, sheesh.
I like that one. Give me that one. Give me that one. Send me that in my email.
Thank you so much. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Everybody been asking for you, bro.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm here, man. You know, I'm doing my thing in Orlando as well, but, and on Hot 105 on Saturday nights, but I'm here, man. Oh, you know where to find me at the game.
I know where to find you.
Right.
I knew where you was last night.
Yes.
Hey, man, listen, it's a new year, and I'm doing this thing big, man. Doing it. I'm probably going to go do this like every day of the week, man. Like I'm going hard.
Oh, you going that hard?
I'm going that hard, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I got a good talking to from you-know-who, somebody we both know from the 4-letter network. And they were like, yo, you got to put in work, man.
Oh,
put in work.
Oh, who I was telling you should be speaking to?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
So I'm putting in work.
All
but
right.
you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I know we're talking Dolphins tonight, right? But
Okay.
I don't know if you can see my shirt.
I see your shirt.
But yeah.
It says Raiders on it. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. The schedules are out for next year, and guess who we play again?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
And where is that happening? Is it in Vegas? Are we going to Vegas?
Nope.
Oh, it's right going to be at Hard Rock Stadium. Oh,
tell
me it's in September.
We don't know yet.
We don't know
the dates yet.
Yeah, we don't know yet. Hopefully it's early in September and you have to wear those black jerseys and y'all wilt under the South Florida heat by the second quarter. So.
You know, I love the Dolphins, man. I want, and I'm not going to say wanted because the season is not over.
It feels like it, though.
Why are Dolphin fans reacting like this, Lorenzo? You were there last night. You saw all the excitement going into this game, the showdown against the Buffalo Bills, and you saw the excitement. That place was electric. It was electric. What happened? People are hitting me all day telling me they don't think that Tua is going to be that guy.
Well, I mean, you got to give me one question. That was a lot right there. So give me one specific. We have to go back to week 4. Okay, when you were talking about the Miami Dolphins being unstoppable, and I had to tell you pump your brakes. I was like, no, they're not. No, they just scored 70 points. Blah blah blah. And I was like, no. And you were actually getting a little upset with me. I was like, no, not until I see them go up against the Buffalo Bills and show me that they can compete on the same field as the Buffalo Bills and walk away with the W.
Yeah.
And that next game, they went up to Buffalo and got throttled and lost by, I believe it was 28 points.
48 to 20, yeah.
Yeah. So they got beat. You know, and there's some reasons, you know, why they have been losing these games, but I'm not going to bring up injuries too much because right now it's about, you know, all teams have injuries. However, some teams have it worse than others, and the Dolphins probably have. Out of all the teams going into the playoffs this weekend, they probably have more injuries than anyone else.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all got hit by the injury bug like a motherfucker last night. For real, it's just
we cursing on it.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right. We make sports, man. We can do what we want. It's our show. We own our own shit. So
okay,
sorry. I know I blindsided you with that one, but yeah. I don't know, man. Something changed with this team. Shout out to my man Chris Perkins from the Florida Sun Sentinel.
What's up, Chris?
Chris wrote a great article today, and I retweeted it, and I'm going to post it again. Chris says, and I wanted to ask you about this.
Well, ask me the question first before you tell me what he says. See if I'm on the same page with him.
If Mike McDaniel goes out with a whimper this year,
is he on a hot seat?
Yes.
Oh, yes, definitely. He will be on the hot seat next year. He and Tua will be on the hot seat next year. First and foremost, and you know this as being a Raider fan, your team plays and are a true representation of your coach. Okay?
True, and I agree with this.
And Antonio Pierce set the tone in that Las Vegas Raiders locker room for the second half of the season. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have a team here that is flash. They're explosive, but they lack the killer instinct when it comes time to put people away. And I think you are a true representation of your coach. So if the team is consistently playing like this, it is your coach that has to get you prepared for each and every game. And what we've seen is that, and I don't know, maybe Hard Knocks has a little bit to do with it. This team is performing. It's been like a show throughout the course of the season. And when it comes time to show up and show out and close the deal against the good teams, they've had difficulties doing it. Yes, they beat the Dallas Cowboys, but their offense even struggled. They had to settle for 5 field goals in that particular game. So when it comes down to what Mike McDaniels can do, and I have to put it this way, he is a first-time coach. it could be at the point to whereas it could be overwhelming for him to be a first-time coach and a play caller at the same time. So this is a young team that has brought veterans on board to try to win as soon as possible. And any team, if you look at the Buffalo Bills, they haven't made it to the Super Bowl. They're still going through their growing pains. If you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, they went to the Super Bowl last year, but they're going through growing pains. The Houston Texans are going to go through growing pains. So all teams will start to make that playoff run, and then they have to learn how to win. And I think this team right now is still trying to figure out how to win. And Tua is still learning how to win and close games, not necessarily against good teams, just when it's time. Even if you're playing a bad team and the game is close, how do you close the deal? How do you drive a team down the field to tie for the tying score to send the game into overtime? Or if they score a touchdown, do you go for 2 points? So there've been too many occasions during this season where you can go back to the Philadelphia Eagle game where it's in the fourth quarter, you're trailing by 7 points, and Tua throws an interception at the goal line. Go back to the Kansas City.
It's almost like you guys expect the worst.
No, it's not necessarily that we expect it. We want him to prove that he can do it. In the Kansas City game, here we are driving for either the tying score or to go ahead, and he throws the ball out of bounds to Cedric Wilson, and then on the next play, he fumbles the snap. So there's so many. The Ravens game in the second quarter, it's basically 14-13 and becomes 21-13, and the 2-minute warning comes up, and you're rushing to call a play before the 2-minute warning. Who does that? And he ends up throwing an interception. So it's like when crunch time comes, and we can talk about last night, I said it in the stadium. Okay, the defense stopped him, stopped the Buffalo Bills. Tua, it's now time to shut up the critics. What does he do? As soon as Tyreek gets hurt, goes to the sideline, he throws the ball to Chase Claypool, and he stares him down the entire time. I'm sitting in the end zone. I saw the safety take off.
Y'all rough Dolphin fans, man.
But when he continues,
hitting me all day.
But I'm giving you the facts.
Yeah,
he stared down Claypool through that entire pattern. And the safety was there before Claypool got there. So why does he continuously do things like this in crunch time? He made it. And in fact, it was 2nd down and 10. You didn't have to make that throw at that particular time. When that first read is not there, or don't assume that it's there, go to your second read. Drop it off to Achane. So in the flat, get it to the tight end, throw it to the fullback. There are other people that are involved. Don't always have to rely on Tyreek Hill, who's basically playing on 1 foot, and safeties and cornerbacks are laying him out.
Yeah.
Because you're leaving them out there to dry. So
that was a rough one last night.
I hate to bring up injuries, but those other players were not able to get the separation that was necessary when Tua would go through his reads, because Cedric Wilson wasn't able to get the separation that he needed. But if Jalen Waddle was in the game, there you have the separation. So when you don't have Raheem Mostert and you don't have Jalen Waddle in the game, anyone's offense that has those type of players or those caliber of players would suffer.
I agree with you, Lorenzo. And I think that, and I hate to come to this conclusion, but I think Mike McDaniel figured out a great way to use Tua, because the first thing he had to do was put confidence in this young quarterback. When he came here, Brian Flores really wanted, and we all know, he wanted Deshaun Watson.
That's right.
He ain't doing much better.
Well,
and I know he disagreed.
Actually, before that, he wanted Jordan Love. That's who he really wanted.
Yeah.
That's who he wanted to draft.
I know he did not believe in Tua.
Right.
And what Mike McDaniel figured out was what Brian Flores couldn't figure out, was like, look, once Tyreek Hill became available, mortgage the future, mortgage the house. Let's get this guy in. And then he figured out how to use Tua like this. Let's take a look.
Swipe the tight end in motion. Tagovailoa throws. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill in front of Benford. Puts Miami back in front. And he sticks.
The key is that he uses Tua, he gets the ball out of his hands quickly. He doesn't have to read so much, the defense or whatever. But I mean, now they're getting exposed.
Well, they're getting exposed.
It's a quick hitting offense
to a certain extent, but they're not healthy.
Yeah.
So when you don't have a healthy Jalen Waddle, you're able to surround Tyreek Hill with 4 or 5 defensive backs.
All over them.
And
they are
all over. And if you remember that Ravens game, but what Mike McDaniel has to start doing is making those adjustments. What Buffalo did last night in the second half of the game was Achane was eating them alive. I believe, they rushed for over 100 yards in the first half. So when they came out at halftime, Buffalo said, okay, we're going to stop the running game. We're going to stop Achane and force Tua Tagovailoa to beat us. And once they did that, that's when Mike McDaniel has to go ahead and adjust to whatever it is that they're doing. Now, I am not sure what they were practicing during the week, because Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill didn't really practice a whole lot. So they had to be running plays with Chase Claypool. With Claypool and Robbie Chosen and the other wide receivers.
Ryan Quickcraft.
Right, yeah, all of them. They had to be running some type of plays with them. Where were those plays in the game last night? Was that one of the plays that they were practicing to Claypool that was an interception? Where is the offense evolving? Like now, all of a sudden, you didn't see it a lot last night, but you started to see the tight end involved in the offense. But why does it take to 18, 20 games into this regime to start expanding the role of the tight end? Why can't it be, from the beginning? I know the whole offense is based on Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but if Waddle's not practicing, who's running his routes? Who's playing his position? The offense has to be expanded, and he has to be able to do a better job of adjusting to whatever the defense is doing. And I don't think that, well, of course, when you get a total of 57 yards in the second half, and you
I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe the Dolphins. It was the first time this season that they punted 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
First time.
I didn't realize that in the stadium, but there were so many factors that, there were so many negative plays that, they were at a 2nd and 14, 2nd and 15. You can't win doing that way. It was like I was counting Buffalo's negative plays, and they were far and few between where they had minus yardage. Everything was going forward until they would get in the red zone, and that's when Josh Allen would throw an interception in the red zone or fumble the ball. Unfortunately, most of his, I think all 3, if I think about it, all 3 of his turnovers were in the red zone. You need them to happen on the other side of the field so the offense can benefit from it. And that was what was disappointing about last night's game. And the offense wasn't able to do anything, but you're handcuffed if you don't have Jalen Waddle and you don't have Raheem Mostert. You just got in the offseason, do whatever you can to improve your wide receiver 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. Rodney Demmitt, man, just hit us in the chat room and says that this season is over. Like, do you believe in Lorenzo? I mean, you're right there next to Papa Pump in the stands. You're in the know. Follow this team very closely.
Very.
Do they have a chance?
Do they have a chance to beat? Do I believe they can beat Kansas City? Yeah. I believe they can beat Kansas City if Jalen Waddle plays and if Raheem Mostert plays. Okay, if they play, based on the way Buffalo didn't look good last night.
Exactly.
Okay, we were winning that game. It was 14-7. It was 14-7 in the fourth quarter until the punt returned. It was quiet with all the Buffalo Bill fans that were in the stands.
And there were a lot of them. I couldn't believe that.
They were quiet. You didn't hear anything from them. In fact, I had, some people I know sold one of his seats for like $600. So I had a Bill fan sitting in my section, and he was quiet. Then when that punt return happened, that changed the whole momentum of the game. So, but to say, do they have a chance? Yes. I don't know if Xavier Howard's going to play. However, Kansas City, your Raiders went into Kansas City and beat them.
The Chiefs are not the same.
They're not the same team, and their wide receivers don't scare me. So the Miami Dolphins played them well. If it wasn't for Tyreek Hill fumbling that screen, which I hope they get rid of it and don't run it again this week. But if it wasn't for that screen play that Tyreek caught and then fumbled and was returned for a touchdown, the Dolphins held the Chiefs to 14 points, and they had about 57 yards of total offense in the second half. So the difference is we don't have Jalen Phillips and we don't have Bradley Chubb. We don't have Van Ginkel. We don't have Jerome Baker. We don't have Good. And the defense, I'm not sure who's going to be out there playing. They may have to sign a couple of people off the practice.
Van Ginkel is out. Van Ginkel is out.
Yeah, he's out. He's out. So Van Ginkel,
Jerome Baker, who made
out.
a great play last night.
He's out.
As a matter of fact, he's out.
Yeah, I said it. I said they were out. So along with Good, the linebacker, pass rusher, I can't remember his first name right now. He's out. So that's a lot of people to be out on defense. But, it's not necessary. Kansas City hasn't been, world beaters. They're not the same Chiefs from last year. They missed their offensive coordinator, and ever since he left, things have been different for them. Same thing with the Philadelphia Eagles. They lost 2 coordinators in the offseason, and they are struggling. So I just think the question you asked me before in reference to Mike McDaniel, he's still learning. This team is still learning one another. It's the first year, even though he's been coaching defense forever, it's the first year for Vic Fangio coaching these particular players. And we see how the defense was performing earlier in the season compared to how they're performing now. Yes, they gave up a whole bunch of yards last night, but the Vic Fangio defense is all about bending, but not breaking. And they caused, Josh to throw two interceptions, and that strip sack fumble recovery by Christian Wilkins was incredible. So this defense is still learning his system, and they've had to deal with injuries. Javon Holland, who was rated the number 1 PFF safety before he got hurt. Connor Williams, the number 1 PFF graded center, when he got hurt, that affected the offensive line. Losing Isaiah Wynn, the left guard, having Robert Hunt out for all of that time hurt. Teron Armstead in and out of the lineup. There's a stat out there where the Miami Dolphins, not including last night, have had 47% of their snaps by backups on their offensive line. 47% of the snaps throughout this season.
That's among tops in the league. And
that's the tops. And then there's 20. If the average good team has 26, the Buffalo Bills, 4% have been by backups. So the Dolphins is dealing with. And that's why you haven't seen the offense performing the way they normally do, is because of the instability of offensive line, and 2 are having to get rid of the ball so quickly and not having time to go through all of his reads. So he's just locked in on that first read, not going to the second, because he doesn't have a whole lot of time. And I think that's what they have drilled in his head all off season prior to this season. Look, you got to get rid of the ball fast. He's just programmed to get rid of it fast instead of taking time to go through all of his reads, because he should not have thrown that. Both his interceptions were thrown into double coverage.
Yeah.
He should have thrown them.
Yeah, shout out to my man Rodney Tayok and Jermaine Boss Carter, big time Dolphin fans checking in. Dolphin Nation is down on tour right now, and
as they should be.
Yeah, they're ups and downs. It's a long season, Lorenzo, and
as they should be. He is down. Wait, hold on. He is down on himself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He's down on himself right now. So
I saw something that disturbed me last night. What was that? What disturbed me was when the Dolphins got the ball back, and it was after they made this great play. It was actually the big stop
on fourth
down. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they got the ball back with
about 1:50 left to go and no timeouts, right?
I will tell you, as a Raider fan, when we had Derek Carr and that type of situation occurred, and Derek Carr got the ball back, I felt we would win the game every time. He didn't always come through.
Right.
But I felt we got him now. Derek Carr's going to take us down the field. And you know how the Raider fans reacted to him. Dolphin fans, when you got the ball back with 2 minutes left, after a great play on fourth down, I could hear my cousin in the other room. Watch Tua mess this up. And you know what happened? He messed it up.
I was in the stands. Actually, I sit in the end zone where the Dolphins tunnel is. They come out of the tunnel. So basically, the Dolphins were heading in my direction.
Yeah, you guys sit right in front of the press box, so I can see you all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I turned to all the people in my section and basically said, this is the time where Tua needs to show up and shut up the critics. This is a legacy drive for him to be able to drive down the field. And I think Mike McDaniel, had they scored a touchdown, would have gone for 2. I believe he would have gone for 2. And this would have been the opportunity for Tua to shut all the critics up, at least for a week. And the fact that he continues to do what he always does is stare down the wide receiver. He doesn't read defenses. Sometimes he does, but sometimes he doesn't. So he gets caught up. And it was second. What drives me crazy is that it was 2nd and 10. It wasn't like a 4th down. It was 2nd down. And it's almost like, okay, Tyreek is not on the field, so I have to make this pass to Claypool because.
So you feel like he panics?
To a certain extent, yeah. When that was a play, Tyreek just got walloped and went limping to the sideline. So Tyreek wasn't out there. So you have no Jalen and you have no Tyreek. And then Claypool comes out there and he's running, that pattern, kind of like a post pattern towards the sideline. So, and he said,
I think you guys should have used him more too.
I don't understand why. I know
he's a big guy
right in the middle of the field.
Yep.
If you got Tua, and if you got Tyreek or Jalen Waddle running behind the linebackers, just have Claypool run a nice little curl right there in front of the linebackers. He gonna break a tackle. That's what they do with That's what the Bills do with Stephon Diggs. Boom, they came out. Boom, quick out to Diggs. Boom, curl right in front of the linebackers. The linebackers dropping like 10 yards back. Boom, what is Josh Allen do? Dumps it off to James Cook.
Well, I'm so proud of him.
I mean,
why
I don't see that with Jeff Wilson? Why I don't see enough of that with Raheem Mostert? Why I don't see enough of that with Devon Achane? Dump it off. Let them do what they do. Hit your wide receivers in space. Your running backs, get them in space.
Well, that's what they were doing earlier in the season. Granted, they didn't have all these injuries, but that was the genius of Mike McDaniel. He got the ball out of Tua's hands quickly. He got his playmakers the ball in space. And as evidence in the 70-20 romp over the Denver Broncos, I drank the Kool-Aid, Lorenzo.
You sure did.
I drank the Kool-Aid.
You did.
I said they were the greatest show since the greatest show on turf. I started calling them the greatest show on surf. And we all thought this was a record set. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at the stats right now.
Number one offense in the NFL.
Huh?
They finished still with the number one offense in the NFL.
Number one offense in the NFL and one of the best offenses in the history of this organization.
Right.
So why doesn't anyone believe that this team can catch lightning in a bottle again?
I mean, it's point lightning in a bottle. Not with all these injuries. Now, can they beat Kansas City? Yes, but going into Baltimore with Josh Allen had all day to throw the ball last night until Vic Fangio started, dialing up some blitzes. That's when some things started to happen. But prior to that, with that 4-man rush, normally we can rush 4 and get pressure when you have Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb. You normally can do that.
I'm reading these comments, bro, and
I can't see them.
Yeah, like they're hitting me on Facebook, man. Jerem Carter says, y'all ain't saying nothing about Hill dropping passes, though. Well, and I'm going to get Jerem on in a little bit.
But look at his usage. Look at the usage. Look at how many
times. He was exhausted.
He was carrying. Exhausted. He dropped some passes, but when I'd like to see how many targets he had this season. He I don't know how many passes. I don't know how many receptions he had.
I have Tyreek's numbers.
His usage, he was beat up out there last night.
Tyreek had 7 catches last night.
How many targets? About 13?
I don't know.
And how many hits did he take?
I know for the season he has 119 receptions.
That's a lot.
That's a
his
lot.
usage, and you got to think about how much he runs from sideline to sideline, just in the backfield. So, but to watch him when he's walking off the field, and if you're just
Yeah.
when you're watching him on TV, that's one thing. But when you're at the game and you're seeing him walk off the field like he did on that last play, he was beat up. So yes, he did drop a pass after they called pass interference, and he got grabbed. But just imagine having the ankle injury that he has and trying to fight through it. So anytime you hit, anytime you land,
It was a gritty effort, though. It was a gritty effort.
Yeah, but anytime you get hit and you get slammed to the ground, and they were laying the wood on him.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. So, but that's when you have to have your other players step up.
Right.
That's when the other wide receivers need to step up, and we didn't get it from Claypool, Chosen, Barrios. Or Cedric. Cedric did a little bit, but he wasn't getting enough separation.
Right.
All those passes to Braxton Berrios and Cedric Wilson, those guys, them corners was right on them. It was tight windows, and we know Tua throws the spots.
Right.
So if he's throwing us, he's not going to throw a wide receiver open. He's throwing to that area and waiting for that wide receiver to run into that area. That's the basis of the offense, and that's how it operates. Now, he will do it from time to time, but it's not something that he does on a consistent basis. So, going into the offseason, Ced's probably not coming back. He was getting paid $7-8 million and restructured his contract. So, they've got to get some more wide receivers that are similar. They need to get a big body, so I think they should bring Claypool back, but they need to get some other wide receivers in there that can play the roles of a Jalen Waddle or a Tyreek Hill to take some pressure off of them.
Well, you need depth. Nobody does it, with just starters only. Makes it. This is the NFL. It's not Madden. They're not always available. And our friend Jermaine Carter is going to jump on it a little bit, Lorenzo.
Okay.
And then give you a little fan's perspective. I sent him a link because he's been blowing us up in the chat. And,
what is he saying?
He's not saying much. He's not giving the Dolphins a whole lot of love, and I'm surprised because he's the number one. He's a huge Dolphin fan.
You do got to give him. You have to give him love, because had you told any Dolphin fan at the beginning of the season, would you be, 11-5? Is that 11? Is that right? 11-5. Yeah, 11-5 at the end of the season with an opportunity to win the division on the last game of the season, all of us would have signed up for it and taken it. Because
both teams were 11-6 going into last night's game.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Final game of the season, and I was just disappointed in the Dolphins.
But you got to remember, at the beginning of the season, it was determined that we had one of the hardest schedules in the NFL. That's what it was at the beginning of the season. So it was like, whoo, those first 5-6 games are going to be rough. The Giants made the playoffs last year. The Chargers made the playoffs last year. You see what I'm saying? So many of those teams that we played early on in the season were better the season before. So we had a hard season coming in. Now, did we know that these teams were going to play as poorly? Well, the Chargers played that first game, played pretty well, and the Giants competed. So I just mentioned those two teams because those are two former playoff teams from the previous year. So when you look at it from the beginning of the season, would you look at the achievements by, 1,000-yard running back, 2,000-yard wide receivers, and a 4,000-yard quarterback? I would take that. It's the way that we finished that has us
and
all.
This has happened before. And that's why Dolphin fans have been losing their minds everywhere all day today, just acting as if this team got eliminated last night from the playoffs. And I'm telling you, don't give up on your team. You just got to get hot at the right time once you make the NFL playoffs. That's what I believe. Our Raiders are going home.
It's going to be it's going to be kind of hard to get hot when it's 0 degrees in Kansas City. It's going to be kind of hard. And just, but we have a chance to win.
Yeah.
On Saturday, Raheem comes back, Jalen comes back. Because with those two back, we can put some points on the board. That's what I believe. Now, I mean, the cold weather and what have you, hey, it was cold in Buffalo last year when we played them in the playoffs, and that final score was 31-28, and we played them well.
That was a hell of a game.
Tua didn't play in that game, but we remember the snow game in Buffalo where we had a lead in the fourth quarter, and we just end up giving the lead away in the fourth quarter. That was the second game. It was the second game against Buffalo last year. So when people bring up weather and Tua hasn't thrown the ball in the cold weather and what have you, we'll have to see, But he has an opportunity to redeem himself this Saturday night. So we'll have to see. But can we go into Kansas City and beat Kansas City? I believe we can.
Okay, let's take a quick laugh. We're gonna bring in our man Jermaine Boss Carter, who's in the house. Can we give him some applause, Lorenzo? Can we give him some applause?
Yes.
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm just sick of the excuses for Tyreek, though, man. Like, we know what Tua doing.
Right.
Tua make bad play, whatever, but so we just gloss over all of the stuff that Tyreek Hill doing. We gloss over that this defense has been pretty much terrible in crunch time against good teams all year. Mm-hmm. But everything Tua. Listen, Tua is not blameless, but the pass before he threw the interception, if Tyreek catch that, that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's a touchdown.
Yeah.
So he don't have a chance to throw the interception, right?
Yeah.
Right? Then we had Devon A-Chain balling the first half. Man had 10 touches the first half.
He was running hard.
Second half, he ended the game with 10 touches. So that's Tua's fault too, right? And a lot of the stuff that Lorenzo was saying, the bubbles, the screens, and stuff like that, the HN, Tua can't call that himself. That has to be called by your head coach. Sometimes when you have a head coach that pulls double duty, so he don't have nobody to save himself from himself.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah,
he don't have a head.
Yeah,
he don't have the head coach. Right. He don't have a head coach to tell him, "Hey, bro, slow it down.
Right.
Run the ball. We up 14-7. So why not run the ball? Because Devon A-Chain was pretty much killing them. We had plenty injuries, but injuries wasn't why we lost that game last night.
No, not at all.
We easily should have won that game last night.
Yeah.
And for the first time, I could say that defense actually showed up last night in a big game, in a big moment. Outside of that game and Dallas game, they showed up. And Tyreek Hill, it ain't just the drops he have crucial, timely drops. Remember the first series against Dallas?
Yeah.
He catch that.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, he catch that pass against Dallas. That's a touchdown.
Touchdown.
And think about it. I was at the game. I had the biggest tailgate out there to that part in the
I know how you do it, man.
And
I know how you do it.
If he would have caught that and scored a touchdown, the roof would have came off that stadium.
It would have been a 96-yarder.
That's my point.
Right.
Yeah, Tua makes bad mistakes, but I think also, and I'm going to let y'all jump in after, I think McDaniels doesn't put him in position to be at his best. His strength is he's very accurate.
Yeah.
And my thing is, like Lorenzo said earlier, we have athletes. You don't have to throw an 80-yard bomb to an athlete.
No, you don't.
You can throw them dudes 5-yard bubbles, hitches, screens, slants,
curls,
and they can take it the rest of the way. Curl, anything. And me, when the money on the line in that situation, Renzo, I ain't throwing in no damn Chase Claypool. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm not throwing it to him. Guess what I would have did, Renzo? We need to throw a incomplete pass and get Tyreek ass back in the game. Because we're not going to no Chase Claypool with the money on the line. I'm sorry.
But he made his mind up. As soon as he got the ball, he looked right at him. So I'm assuming that must have been a play that they practiced throughout the week. There had to be.
But did he even come out? But my thing is, he didn't even come out to break. No, because Tua, like you said, Tua threw to a spot.
Due to a spot. But the thing is, the safety, what Tua didn't do on that play is he's left-handed. So he didn't even look to his right. He didn't even.
But that's what he do.
And that's the problem.
But Mike McDaniels done had him for 2 years though, Renzo. You got to fix that.
I mean that's Tua. That's Tua doing that. That's not McDaniel.
But that's his. But who?
Both right there.
Okay, but Jeff, who's teaching him
down the wide receiver?
Okay, but again, I have to fix your flaws. That's what I have to do as a coach.
Do you know how many floors he's fixed since he got him from Brian Flores? Come on now.
Yeah, I mean,
What floors? What I'm saying, he's still doing this. Listen, he's pretty much doing the same thing, but just with better players.
Yeah, but he
still got a weak arm. Tyreek them still have to stop, even when Tyreek them catching bombs.
His arm. You still
questioning it? Yes.
Yeah.
Because think about the interception he threw. The very first interception he threw. That wasn't a bad pass. He was open. He underthrew the ball.
He underthrew him, or he should have hit him.
He underthrew him.
But what happened on that play?
Or that's an outside throw where either he catch it or the ball go out of bounds.
Right.
But the problem is that there's a problem with the design of that play. Whatever it is, A-Chain was running on the sideline. The corner that intercepted the ball was covering A-Chan. And then Tyreek was streaking. Tua should have hit them sooner. But he waited because by the time the ball got to him, that corner that was covering A-Chain left A-Chain and went to intercept the ball. So there's a little problem there when they say, lack of communication or not being on the same page. Maybe A-Chan shouldn't have been out that far, but that cornerback left him to go intercept the ball. So he had and it was short, but he had one-on-one.
But that's what I'm saying. You gotta either put some air under that ball, or because most of the time Tyreek have a man but most of the time
him to run under the ball.
Exactly. But think about this, Renzo. Majority of the time, Tyreek has the man beat off the line.
True. That's what I'm saying on that.
So why not throw it right now? Why wait until he get Why wait till he get 40, 50 yards down the field? You know you don't have a strong enough arm to make that throw.
He should have hit him right in the
middle. Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead, Jeff.
A listener said someone said the fence is stuck with Tua. He's not bad enough to sell, not good enough to win with.
Well, at least for one more year. He's not going anywhere.
Well, right now, everybody that's under rookie deals, they're on deck. You got Christian Wilkins on deck. You got Javon Holland on deck. You got Tua on deck. Me, I wouldn't give him big ones. I just wouldn't. Because right now I have Christian Wilkins.
Right.
I have Javon Holland.
Correct.
And I have Waddle and Tua.
You remember they already extended Tua. So they don't have to do anything this year.
So
they should, but I'd say give me one more year.
Okay, Renzo, we're gonna play devil's advocate. Don't think how you think. You Tua agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna walk in the Dolphins office and say what? My man is what, 3rd or 4th in the league in touchdowns, right?
Right. Yep.
He's in the top 5 in completion, right? And he's number 1 in the league in yards.
Okay.
That don't give you something to leverage the bargain with.
Then what do? I pull out.
No, you're going to be his agent. I want you to be his agent right now.
Okay, yeah, I'll bring that up. But what I know I'm going to have to deal with is the other side is going to bring up all the statistics against the great teams.
But I don't care. But what did you just say? I'm 11-6. I'm in the playoffs. I was in the playoffs last year. I was having a great year last year before I got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the Pro Bowl this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leading the league in passing.
Mm-hmm.
No matter who we played against, because guess what? Buffalo in the same division. So Josh Allen played these same teams. Because that's the thing that I don't want to hear. Same thing with Detroit. Detroit got that good record against crappy teams. Dallas Cowboys, crappy teams. Dallas Cowboys and Miami Dolphins, that was the knock on both of them all year. That neither one of them was able to beat a good team. Dallas did it with who? Philly. And Dolphins did it with who? Dallas. Outside of them two, neither one of them beat a team with a winning record. And you have no control over who on your schedule.
Exactly.
Because guess what? One of them crappy teams.
What is your point? What's the point that you're making? Because you already know what my counter is.
No, but what I'm saying is we're saying that we're not going to give him money because of his statistics. I mean, because of the not winning. Okay, but we have people that's getting money off of statistical numbers.
Not winning when it counts. Not
okay,
winning.
Well, Justin Herbert just signed an extension. Ain't won nothing. Nothing.
That's them.
Nothing. He has not won one thing. He has not been in the playoffs. He hasn't done anything. And he's still getting talked about. And that's my point.
And
My thing is, Lorenzo, if they're going to be critical, do it across the board. Don't just single out, oh, we're going to give it to Tua. Because at the end of the day, what are we putting? Why is he in the Pro Bowl?
Are you gonna pay him $50,000 a year?
Listen. I don't think none of them. I don't think that was worth his contract.
So that would be
I don't think that was that. I don't think Tua is worth that. I don't think Justin Herbert is worth that. I don't think Justin Herbert is worth it. But guess what? You only get paid the market. Remember when the Miami Heat got stuck paying Hassan Whiteside?
Yep.
And he wasn't worth it.
And that's exactly why we shouldn't pay Tua.
Same thing with Dak. So Jerry Jones told Dak in his face, "You robbed me."
It sounds like we're arguing about the same thing. Yeah, we're debating about the same thing. We agree with one another.
You agree with the fact that if
we agree with one another,
Lorenzo, you agree with if the market calls for Tua to get,
the market's not going to call. The market's not going to call for him to
get
that
because everybody who's up next, that's what they get, Rizzo. Just like with that,
they're going to attribute it to Mike McDaniel. If he was a free agent right now,
free
agent right now, how many teams do you really think are going to pick up the phone and really try to come and get Tua Tagovailoa without Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill? How many teams? Really?
But the fact is, Tua does have the numbers to get paid as Dak.
But that's my point. But what did he do in crunch time?
It doesn't matter.
But what I'm saying. But my arguing point back to you is, what the hell has Justin Herbert done?
I don't care about Justin Herbert.
You said you don't care, but I'm saying the market. We bro. We just agreed that the market is wrong.
No,
me and you saying the same thing. We're not going to pay the market. But guess what? When Dak walked in that office and Dak got paid because of the market. Hassan Whiteside got paid for the Miami Heat because of the market. Justin Herbert got paid because of the market. Same thing with Tyreek Hill. I don't think Tyreek Hill should be the highest paid receiver in football. But what happened? Christian Kirk went up first. Devon Adams went up second. Tyreek Hill wanted more than them. So this the market, bro. We're arguing the same thing, like you said.
I know.
But what I'm saying is, whoever is up next, right or wrong, benefits from the market.
He's not up until the end of next year. You don't have to do anything next year.
But what did I say, bro? I wouldn't give him nothing. I wouldn't listen. I'm not listen. You know who I'm thinking about right now? I'm thinking about Christian Wilkins, Jalen Waddle, and Javon Holland.
Now, why are we even talking about Tua? I'm saying don't.
No. Jeff brought it up. I didn't say nothing about him getting paid.
Here's why, guys. Hold on for a minute. Here's why. Because Tua Tagovailoa ranks in the top 5 with the year he just completed. All right, last night he was 17 of 27 for $173, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Right
against our division rival.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is pull up his numbers against the Buffalo Bills.
Go ahead, Joe.
I have numbers. The top 5 seasons of Miami Dolphin history. The top 5.
Pull up his numbers against the Buffalo Bills. I don't care about that.
History.
Pull up his numbers against the Bills.
These are numbers that his against the Jets will be using, Lorenzo. They're going to tell you he has the 3rd highest.
Who is they?
Yardage total.
Who is they?
His agent.
But I don't care. I'm going to talk about what did you do against Buffalo? Twice. You did nothing. All right. What did you do against Kansas City? You threw a ball out of bounds and you fumbled a snap. What did you do against Philadelphia? You threw an interception at the end zone.
Basically, if you were in Chris Greer's seat.
Now I'm not paying him. I'm doing exactly what I'm taking care of Christian Wilkins. I'm taking care of Javon because you need to surround Tua with so much in order for him to be good. So you have to have.
But that's all of them. But Rizzo, that's all of them. What good quarterback winning without some good weapons? I'll wait.
Brock Purdy.
Brock
Purdy. What happened with Brock Purdy? Listen, what happened with Brock? Perfect. Oh, I love that you brought that up, Jeff Fox.
Yep.
What happened when Brock Purdy guys was out the lineup? What happened?
Exactly.
He went on 3, right? He went on 3, right? Mr. Irrelevant. Mr. Irrelevant went 0-3 without his guys.
Who just won the AFC East?
The Ravens.
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
And what did
Buffalo?
Hold on a second. And what did Stephon Diggs do over the last 5 games?
What has he done?
Numbers wise, Josh Allen has been able to win the next 5 games without having a wide receiver. Yes, he is a threat, but he didn't have great numbers.
But guess what?
You can win games without.
But guess who made up for that though, Renzo?
James Cook.
James Cook. Exactly. When you got we have one of them in our backfield that our coach doesn't use.
We got 2.
Yeah,
but one of them wasn't there last night. But we got. So my thing is, the game was manageable. It was 14-7. Why aren't we using Devon A-Chain?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we using him? Because guess what, Renzo? I want to play keep away.
That's how
my best. Listen, my best defense is an offense that's controlling the clock. And like you said, if you and all of us see that Tua is a weakling, right?
Right.
Why are we putting him in them situations? Why are we putting the ball in his hands in those situations when we are 14-7? Go ahead, Jeff.
Sometimes the game comes down to it where the quarterback is going to have to go out there and win you ball games.
But Jeff, we was up 14-7. We was up 14-7. We had 3 straight possessions where we didn't even try to run the ball at all. And we were up 14-7. Why not run the ball? I want to play keep away. Listen, Renzo, I'm with you 1,000%, bro. Right. Listen, I don't want Tua with the motherfucking money on the line to have the ball. I don't want him to do that at all.
Okay.
So me as a head coach, and I'm stuck with this guy for now, right?
For next year,
I want to play keep away. Hey Tua, you accurate, right? You can't throw the deep ball. Tyreek. Slants, crosses, bubbles, slants, digs, Devon A-Chain. Let's throw some screens to him. I love him with a screen in the open field. Devon A-Chain. You feel me? Play pool and all. That's my point. I'm not going to I can't. That's just like us, bro. We know that if we leave our house right now, our young kids can't control and maintain it. So who are we going to blame? Them? So guess what, bro? Don't put them in that situation.
But what you
I agree.
What you're not realizing is what happened last night is that the Bills made adjustments. And those adjustments were, you go back and watch the tape, was to stop Devon A-Chan. A-Chan.
Well,
so the Buffalo Bills.
He had 10 touches the whole night, Renzo. And so they stopped him. We stopped him ourselves because he didn't get touches.
But they changed the defense, and they said,
"But I understand what you're saying."
And
listen, Renzo, if we gave him the ball 30 times and he wasn't getting none in the second half, that's one thing. He had 10 touches the entire night, so that means we wasn't giving it to him to try to stop for them to stop it.
There was a drive where we had 3 straight runs, and Buffalo stopped us. There was a possession. It was a 3 and out. We tried to run the ball 3 times.
So that was on Buffalo. So that's on Buffalo or that's on our line? Because I know it's a time where that's just like with us. We were seeing it when it was 4th and 1 for Buffalo. We know they was gonna run it, right? So what happened?
They put up that wall.
Exactly. And guess what? They got the yard. Except for that one time we stopped them.
You're screaming.
Yes.
Is the fact that we should have run the ball. And I'm telling you, Buffalo made an adjustment and they put a defense in there to stop the run.
And basically
they were successful at it. So now
so when they forced us to pass,
let me finish.
Go ahead.
So now you have to mix it up. And we didn't do a good job of mixing it up. We had penalties. We had false starts. We had negative plays. So on downs, we were
like the false start we got on Teron Armstead that he came to the press. That he came to the press and said, "I fucked that. My bad. I screwed that drive up." Right.
Right. Yep. So it was an accumulation.
What about the first? Listen. Again. What about the first down pass? The throw that Tua threw to Tyreek that he dropped that would have got us the first down.
What about
there were multiple?
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Fox. It's multiple passes he dropped that were first downs.
There were multiple passes that Tua threw high up over Tyreek's head where he had to jump up in the air. There were multiple passes that he threw the ball into the ground where guys had to try to dig it out of the ground.
So again, So okay,
No,
so again,
no,
so if he did
no.
all that down, how do we end up with 200 reception receivers?
Well,
Not in
didn't
that
happen
game.
last
Who
night.
threw him
We
the
didn't have
ball?
it last night.
It didn't happen
I'm
last
just
night,
saying, we did have it last night. Kyrie dropped the touchdown. What you talking about?
but I'm
You
saying-
just agreed with me that was a touchdown. If he catches that pass, it's a tie ball game. So why are we just glossing over that?
If Tua,
Why are we glossing over that though?
You finished that? Did you finish your point?
Yeah,
Right, but why are we glossing over that though, Renzo?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Let's calm down, everybody.
If Tua is not throwing the ball up in the air, causing him to get hit time after time after time, yeah, all those high throws, right?
Wow.
Right.
So that's why he dropped the ball.
What? You don't think so? You don't think that had an effect?
Well,
So that's why he dropped the ball.
You don't think so? He dropped the ball. One, he got
Jeff, I want to hear from Jeff. So Jeff, you think that's why he dropped the ball?
I think there's clearly a lack of concentration, and if you don't think receivers are concerned about their own bodies when they go,
But Jeff, that wasn't when he going to get hit. If he catch that, Brad was just him and the defender. He catch that and Tua threw it to him when he was running. So if he catches that ball running, he scores a touchdown.
Was there not an interference call on that play? Did the defender like grab him?
But the interference put the ball. Yes, but the interference left us there. But at the end of the day, if you catch the ball, who cares about the interference? We score a touchdown.
Threw him off. It threw him off.
It threw him off, so he dropped the ball. That was point blank range in his hands.
I am blaming this loss.
We do have an audience, and we're all yelling here.
I'm not blaming.
No, I'm just saying. No, what I'm saying is, Jeff, I understand what you said, but my thing is, if you're the highest paid receiver in football, and the money on the line, the division on the line, we at home, I'm expecting you to make that catch. Period.
And if I'm that wide receiver who is throughout the week walking in a walking boot, who just had his house hold on, who just had his house burned down.
Wow.
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm bringing up all the things that he.
So that's why he dropped his passes.
No, nobody's saying that.
It's like, yo, do you have a sense of empathy? Do you understand?
Yeah. What that had to do with him dropping the ball?
That's one ball that he dropped at that particular
time.
No,
he dropped plenty balls last night. You said you was at the game, right?
There was a lot of balls that were thrown in the ground.
How many times that? Okay, I understand that, but how many times he dropped balls that were either could have been touchdowns, that could have been first downs, that could have been momentum with drives. We understand all that.
I can remember too. So how many?
I can remember too as well.
How many passes?
Okay, in a close game, you only lost by a touchdown.
How many passes?
You only lost by a touchdown. It wasn't a blowout like last week. If it was a blowout last week, okay, those 2 drops didn't make nothing. But you're talking about in a game where we pretty much stop Buffalo's offense. They scored 14 points. If you stop that team from scoring,
probably shouldn't even have played in that game, dog.
Yeah. If this was a regular season,
wow, he shouldn't have played.
The way he is beat up, he probably should have.
Wow, he shouldn't have played.
Jalen Ramsey
shouldn't have played.
Hold on a second, man. If you saw the way Jalen Ramsey was walking around, these guys are beat up. These guys are really hurt. And you don't see. Are you at the games? You come to the games sometime, right?
I come to the game all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. My uncle is Nathaniel Netmore. We have a press box.
Okay.
I'm at the games. I'm on the sidelines. I watch the game. I was at the Dallas Cowboy game, sitting right behind Tyron Armstead's family. I watch the game. I don't just talk.
Good.
I'm there.
Okay. So you know that how beat up this team is, right?
Right.
Right. You have
but
a
that's
good
football.
Understanding. Okay,
that's just play football, though.
No, but there's some times where a team has more injuries than others.
But what I'm saying is, Renzo, if it was like Baltimore last week, and we just got took to the woodshed last night to Buffalo with the injuries, I'm cool with that.
Yep.
But
guys, we're up against
again.
I got to take a break.
Okay, let me make this last point, then I'm gonna let you go. What I'm saying is, can we truly say
that this whole season don't Tyreek ain't do nothing good this season?
No, who said that?
No.
What I'm saying is, do you think injuries was the reason we lost that game last night?
If I would say no. The defense performed admirably. They gave up a lot of yards, but basically, I would say The defense, the injuries contributed a great deal because there was only one guy out there doing anything on offense from the receiver's standpoint.
Yeah.
If Jalen Waddle was on the field,
of course, we know it was totally different. If Mozart was there, it would have been different.
You make that's so when you say that the injuries have something to do with the game, I'm saying, yeah, if Jalen Waddle's out there, the outcome is totally different. Because when you see Cedric Wilson running those routes and he can't get separation, Jalen Waddle's getting that separation. It's night and day.
That is true. That is true.
So, I mean, to say that, but yeah, Tyreek could have caught that pass, and Tua could have thrown a whole lot of better passes. It was a lot because he was off on a lot of passes too. And
of course,
there's no excuse for throwing that.
That's just like with the Dallas game. I think that he had the Dallas game closer than it was with some of the bad throws he made. That Dallas game should have been a blowout.
Yeah.
We dominated the Dallas game from beginning to end.
Right.
Well, Dolphins will go to frigid Kansas City on Saturday night.
So who you like in that game, Jeff?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I want to say Miami, but I think the Chiefs defense and the fact that it's a cold weather game, I just don't see how the Dolphins do it this weekend.
Who you got, Renzo?
I think we can win the game. I honestly believe we can win the game.
I think you can win. I don't think you will win.
Yeah. I just got to look at this injury report. We
just lost 3 more linebackers.
Yeah, it comes down to who's going to be on the field.
We just lost Jerome Baker. We just lost what the guy name is?
Van Ginkel.
Van Ginkel and the other guy. We just lost them 3. They out.
And we don't even know if Xavier Howard's going to play.
So think about this. And I'm going to end it with this. This is the magic question. Why can anybody, like for example, when San Francisco lost the 3 straight, why were they able to use their injuries as an excuse? But Dolphins, we can't use injuries as an excuse.
Who says we can't?
I'm saying to the masses. Because Jeff, you see how they get on me, right?
Yep, I do.
They kill me. But I'm saying why we can't use this injuries as an excuse. We've been banged up pretty much all year. And I think for us to end at 11-6 is great with the injuries we had.
It's amazing.
Because like you said, if we full throttle last night, we beat them people.
Yeah, we beat them.
Renzo, me and you saying the same thing, but we just saying it a different way.
Yeah, no.
I'm just as frustrated as you. You frustrated with Tua. I'm frustrated with Tyreek. I'm frustrated with Tua. I'm frustrated with the play calling. Trust me, bro. I go to these games. Jeff, you better let Lorenzo know I'm a walking Dolphin bulletin board. You know how they have the pin board, but they just throw darts? Renzo, I get all the darts. Them people woke me up this morning. I think my face done been on everything but a monkey's behind.
Wow.
I done got the memes. I done got the cow. Hey, Jeff. Renzo, they even took my face for when I was getting a haircut and killed me.
So what are they killing you most on?
Because they're saying it's the same old Dolphins. We can't win a big game.
I mean, we are.
No, I'm just saying what they're telling me.
Right.
And when I say anything, it's an excuse. Our 2 best pass rushers gone. Starting middle linebacker just got back last night. We haven't had Jalen Ramsey and our secondary for complete at all. Javon Holland was either injured or gimpy pretty much the whole year. You know what I'm saying? And you're talking about our starting center gone. Our best guard gone. You know what I'm saying? Mozart, somebody with 20 touchdowns. How you not miss a guy with 20 touchdowns?
Right.
How you don't miss him?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Our bona fide number 2, who probably could be a number 1 on the most teams with Waddle. He's not there. But they don't want to hear that from me. They don't, them excuses. Nobody want to hear that. The Dolphins are trash.
It's what it is. It's that same feeling that comes back again. But this team is not the same old Dolphins. You know what I mean?
They're not. They're not the same old Dolphins.
They're not.
They're not the same old Dolphins.
Because,
so what do we do? So what do we do, fellas, moving forward with Tua?
With Tua?
I would say you cross that bridge when you get there, because otherwise you'll be here all night.
No, but you got it. But guess what, fellas? We got to make a decision. Because if we thinking that he's not the answer, Renzo, how we go into next year with him?
No, he's going to play next year. He's
Right.
going to play next year.
But do you think, what do we do to fix them flaws in the offseason? Because he's going to do the same thing when we in these games and we in these situations next year.
I mean, get a good backup.
I'm just wondering. I know they do a 2-minute drill in practice. I know they do, and he's throwing against. He's throwing against two of the best corners in the NFL in practice.
Facts.
So,
Facts.
and I mean, this is a good secondary.
So who do we blame this on, fellas? Who do we blame this on? Do we blame it on the coaches? Do we blame it on Tua? Who do we blame this on?
I'm wondering if in practice that they ask the corner, and I think I heard this when Flores was the coach.
Mm-hmm.
They asked the cornerbacks not to be as aggressive.
But that don't help him, bro.
To allow Tua to be.
No, but what I'm saying though, Renzo, that don't help him because a situation like this, right, Bob? Like Jeff, this don't help him.
I know.
Now he's being exposed. Listen, I would do everything except hit him. Yeah, don't hit him. But I have to show him looks. I have to be aggressive with the receivers. I have to show him things, especially now it's playoffs. We're not playing the Jets and all these lousy teams that we beat up on. We're not going to see none of them in the playoffs.
Right.
We're going to see people like Buffalo. Buffalo played like this is a division game. This is a playoff. Buffalo been playing like that for the past 5-6 weeks when they were 6-6. That we playoff mode from 6-6 on. And then again, we don't lose to Tennessee. We're not even in this position.
For real.
Great point. Great point. Great way to wrap it up.
We don't lose to Tennessee. We're not even in this position,
Remember
Jeff.
the Titans. Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Hey, Jeff.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Hey, bro, I love y'all. Hey, Renzo, see, this what I needed, dog. See, you and Jeff, y'all was too calm, bro. I had to light you up a little bit, Renzo. See, Renzo face red, and see, I had to do that, bro. I'm here to, hey, Jeff, I'm here to help the show, Renzo. I'm here for you guys, bro.
Yo, man, we appreciate you, man. They love you in the chat room, man.
It's not red now. That was just
hey, love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Keep going, man, with the show, man. Good things, man. Love y'all boys, man.
I don't think I ever argued with someone so much that agreed with the same thing I was saying.
Thank you, Jerm. Appreciate you, bro.
Woo.
Oh my God, he gave you a workout, Lorenzo.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to my camera.
You are frozen.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna try to fix that during the commercial break. I'll be right back.
The funny thing is we're agreeing on the same thing. He just doesn't like the fact that Tyreek's not getting enough blame. And you know the thing is there are a couple of times where we're like, damn, but he almost gets a pass.
Right.
Because he does so much. You see what I'm saying? So because he performs all the time at a Pro Bowl level, and it's times where he has dropped the ball. And he's right about that Dallas game and that pass there. He caught that. That's a 96-yard bomb. I remember that. That is a touchdown if he does catch that pass. He did get grabbed, thrown off, but I'm watching him after plays, and I'm watching his body, and he's hurt. He's hurt. So when you're playing hurt, things like that do happen. Now, you know, do you have
any empathy?
I can't have any empathy. I was about to use that word. When you're doing backflips in the end zone, it's like, oh, your ankle is fine. But they were destroying him last night. They were giving him the wood a whole lot throughout that game. He was catching the ball and getting pummeled. You know, so you do get alligator arms after a while when Tua is throwing those balls high and, you know, in the dirt, you have to go down to the ground and get him. But he's right about that. He just feels as if some people should get mad at Tyreek, but Tyreek tends to get a pass.
Yep. And I mean, right. I mean, you know, you got to give him a pass, you know, especially with the way he's played this year. But he's expected, you know, when you're the superstar, you're going to get the grief.
Mm-hmm.
Lorenzo, let me hit a break real quick. Let me see what's up with this camera. All right, we'll be right back.
Okay.
Thank y'all for having R&R Cigars at your event, man. This is great. Looking forward to doing a lot of great things with you guys. We got a lot of great product out here. We got the R&R 5-packs. We got the R&R barber poles. We got the Connecticut Toros. We out here, baby. Let's go. Let's do this. Any cigar lounge. We in 54 stores in South Florida, 24 stores in Georgia, 15 cities in 9 countries. Holla at your boy. Everybody that's anybody smokes R&R. Believe that. Listen, our website is rnrcigars.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, any social media platform. You can hit me directly. Y'all, if you ain't got my number, dial me, 954-549-3426. R&R Cigars is in the building, baby. This is what we do. This is what we love. And we in the man cave.
South Florida, get ready, because it's the biggest, and I mean the biggest R&B night to ever hit South Florida.
This joint's so crazy. Put the needle back on the record. Let's do a double take.
This Thursday and every Thursday, it goes down at the Round Table. 11205 Northwest 7th Avenue in Miami. Only at the Round Table, where the best bartenders are ready to serve you. Music by the legendary DJ Jeff Fox. Great drink specials, including $5 Patron and Hennessy shot. R&B Thursday for the sexy and mature.
Yo, you got 5 seconds to get to the dance floor. The roof about to blow. Let's go.
Good vibes and free admission all night long. That means you have just enough money in your pocket right now to get you in. Start a trend and tell a friend. It all goes down Thursday night at the Round Table Sports Bar and Lounge, 11205 Northwest 7th Avenue in Miami. R&B Thursdays with DJ Jeff Fox providing the vibe. The best in old school, R&B, Southern Soul, and so much more. We'll see you at the Round Table. This
Swipe the tight end in motion. Tagovailoa throws. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill in front of Benford. Puts Miami back in front. And he sticks the landing. Will punt. Back-to-back possessions. Jake Bailey with a big punt. Sends Deontay Hardy all the way back to the 5. Has some space. Takes off. Look out, Hardy. Gets a block downfield. Hardy's going to go. He's in midfield. Nobody's going to catch him. Deontay Hardy, 95 yards.
To contact the Jeff Fox Show, send your email to getthattea@gmail.com. That's GETDATTEA@gmail.com. The Jeff Fox Show is powered by the Brand Star Sports and Entertainment. Sports, entertainment's lifestyle. We give the people what they want.
And now back to more of the Jeff Fox Show.
Hey, I fixed it, Lorenzo.
Yeah, man, you were frozen for a long time.
I was, man. The thing was, I was scared to refresh it because I didn't want us to lose the broadcast. So
yeah,
I apologize to everybody, man.
I was streaming on IG the whole time, man. People couldn't hear me.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it, man. But we got so many text messages and comments here, and
that's good.
People love Jerm, man. And see, Jerm represents the typical Dolphin fan who's passionate about this team, and I want this team to win. For you, Dolphin fans, I'm good. I've seen my Raiders win 2 Super Bowls. I've seen it. The last one with Marcus Allen. There's nothing. Let me tell you something that I know, being in South Florida and being from the Bahamas originally. If the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, and I get it, but it's, you can think about it. If they were to win, do you know what kind of party South Florida would have?
Oh yeah, it'd be huge.
I mean, you could combine all the Miami Heat championships, the Marlins World Series, the Hurricanes National Championships. You can combine all of them together. But if the Dolphins win a Super Bowl, that would be the biggest thing to ever happen.
Yeah, I'm over here reading these text messages.
Yeah.
So yeah, up to his average.
Yeah, I got a lot of that.
Sit to it down a few games, please. Too many turnovers. That's Frank Cornelius.
Shout out to Frank, man.
Never mentioned McDaniels or Hill. Well, we definitely mentioned McDaniels and Hill. But when you say anything negative about Tua, you got to deal with Tua on. So he can almost 2-9. He can't do anything wrong.
Shout out to Dax Press
Rosen not playing. If they get him on the roster because he's fast, so he gets out there. He need to stretch the defense to do something. Barrios is useless. He's in there because he returns kicks and punts. Let's see. Someone said Fins are stuck with Tua. Not bad enough to sell, good enough to win. Tua got the numbers to get paid. Padded stats. Someone said padded stats. Those same guy said padded stats.
Let's talk about my Raiders, Lorenzo, just for a quick minute.
Why?
Because I love them.
All right.
Just for a minute. Just for a minute. I mean, I know you just jumped on to talk Dolphins, and I appreciate that. That. All right. The next time we hit Hooters up, man, it'll be on me. Hooters on me, buddy. Antonio Pierce. Did he do enough, you think?
Yes.
To get the Raider job?
Yes, he did. Who else you going to go with?
Well, there's a guy named Jim Harbaugh who's coaching a national championship game tonight.
Oh, man. What time that game start?
It may have started already. I know the broadcast started at 7:30 probably. That's why I want to wrap this up.
It's on ABC, right?
Yeah. Well, here's Antonio Pierce's reaction in the locker room last night. Why I love this guy as a coach.
Goddamn right. We've been talking about it for a while. Captains, everybody hit on this week, man. We talked about team. We talked about doing it for one another, playing for one another, playing the game the right way, passion, accountability, having fun. Tom hit on it. Probably best anybody's ever hit on it before. Trust. Trust. Trust in one another, man. Trust in the coaches, trust in each other, trust in yourself, trust in the process, and believing. And then doing that together, man. Doing it together. With all the doubters and all the stuff they've been talking about, don't matter. It's okay. We don't want to be liked. We want to be respected. We don't want to be liked. We want to be respected. And we've earned our respect. We was close. We didn't get into the P word, but it's there. Just remember what Max, you said and I said. The lasting impression. How did we end that game? Victory formation. Victory goddamn formation. Victory goddamn formation, man.
Victory formation. That's how you win. That's what it means. And you know what? We're going home, Lorenzo. You guys are in the playoffs. The Dolphins lost last night, but you're in the playoffs.
Sure doesn't feel like it.
It ain't over until it's over.
It doesn't feel like it. You know,
like I get the Dolphin fans. You got to let last night go. Let it go. By the way,
because it seems like the same thing.
I get it, and
almost like
I get it. I get it.
You get set up, you start believing, and they just let you down in the end. It's just like a common, ever-ending story each and every year. And I'm looking at some of the commentators, so replying to some of them, and it's like if this team, and no team is really totally healthy at this end of the year, at this end of the season, at this part of the season, but I just remember looking at in preseason, it's like we're lacking depth. That's one of the things that we did not have. We did not have a great deal of depth because we have 6 players in the Pro Bowl. You see what I'm saying? So we have good enough talent where they can be voted to be in the Pro Bowl, but what's the layer underneath them? And it's too much. It's a lack of talent when you go from Tyreek and Jalen Waddle to the other wide receivers, or maybe not say talent, performances and how they're performing when they're on the field. So there's a huge drop off when it comes in. That's one of the problems when it comes to, the offense. And it just seems as if, we all felt that we had the possibility to go to the Super Bowl. But as I told you back in week 4, I'm not going to get too hyped. I'm not going to overrate them. As you said, they were unstoppable. Those are all things you said.
I did say that.
You said that in week 3, and I was like, pump the brakes. I need to see how they perform against who? The Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
So
you did say that, Lorenzo. I give you that. I will give you that, sir.
Until they can show me they can beat the Buffalo Bills. And I thought, that once, we got that 3-game lead, we didn't have to worry about them. But then I think we started getting a little caught up in the hype, started believing our own press clippings, caught up in celebrations. I'll never forget Bradley Chubb against the Tennessee Titans, causing a fumble, recovering the fumble at the 2-yard line. We're up by 7 points. And the next thing you know, the Dolphins are celebrating in the end zone as if they scored a touchdown. But no, they recovered a fumble at the 2-yard line. And you know what celebration and dance they were doing in the end zone up by 7 points against the Tennessee Titans? They were doing the dance routine from the movie Remember the Titans.
Oh, yeah. They came
They
back
were dancing. And I was like, no. And they did some weird. I was like, we hadn't scored a touchdown all game, and we in the end zone celebrating in the fourth quarter. Like, we've been blowing them out. And I was like, I think we got a little too caught up. And what happened? We remember the Titans. They came back and scored 15 points on us in a matter of 3 or 4 minutes or whatever the time was.
Yeah.
So that game right there, you win that game, you got a home game in the playoffs. So
right.
Yeah, some people said overrated, overhyped. I believe that. I think they got caught up in a little bit of this hard knocks. We didn't want to do it. But, I'm a conspiracy theorist when I think the NFL forced us to do it. And after that Philadelphia, but before
I don't love
before the Philadelphia game, we're like, nah, we don't want to do it. We don't want to do it. And next thing you know, we played the Philadelphia Eagles, and there are 10 penalties called on them, on us, and 0 called on them. It was like, hey, what's going on? And the very next day, okay, we're doing hard knocks.
Right.
So so I think we got a little caught up, believed out, and it's still a young team. It's a young coach, and with a defensive coordinator still learning his defensive players. So we can get past this game against Kansas City. I think we can believe that. Going to Baltimore after that's going to be kind of tough.
I still believe in you guys.
Yeah, I believe we can beat Kansas City. Baltimore is going to be tough, with based on all the injuries that we have.
Yeah,
we're not fielding out
the Dolphins, no doubt. It's going to be tough, no doubt. Yeah. Getting back to my Raiders for a second. The clip I played from Antonio Pierce shows you exactly why I think he's head coach material. He's a leader of men.
Yes.
And I've never seen a Raider team that ain't going nowhere as charged up as they were in their locker room. You saw Marcus Allen in there. You saw Charles Woodson in there. They're all smoking cigars like they won a championship. And that's because they let Josh McDummy go. Finally, and this team believes in a Raider way. We believe in the Raider way. And I think Antonio Pierce is the guy that should get the job. Yeah. As he walked off the field last night, Lorenzo, look at the Raider fans. Again, give that man the job, man. Give him the job. Give him the job. And I just want to say, thank you, Lorenzo. Black NFL head coaches this year. Mike Tomlin from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kudos to him. What's his name? The Ryan guy from the Texas head coach, DeMarco Ryan, I think is his name.
Right.
And let's not forget Todd Bowles in Tampa Bay. You know what they all have in common?
What is that?
They're all going to the playoffs.
They're all going to the playoffs. I think you're going to say they're all black. 14-3 Michigan. D Express says Ross may go after Harbaugh.
No.
He already messed that up.
Maybe Ross can go after him. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. I said Ross.
Yeah.
Steve Ross.
Yeah,
he already messed that up. You remember that? Who was the coach? Was it Sperano was the coach? Was Sperano still the coach? Yeah, Sperano was the coach at the time where Ross hopped on a plane to go try to get.
Man, he's trying to get Tom Brady. He's trying to get Tom Brady. He was trying to get Jim Harbaugh.
Sean Payton.
He's doing all kinds of stuff.
Hey, I'll give it to Stephen Ross. he'll do whatever he has to do.
That kind of guy.
To win. He will spend money. He'll, pay signing bonuses, whatever he's got to do to try to get this win. I think he's 82, 3 years old right now.
He's trying to get a dub before he check out.
He trying to. So I don't have nothing negative to say about him. I don't think he's going to have to Ross though. But I mean, hey,
Harbaugh. You think he's going to go after Harbaugh?
No. No, McDaniels is cool. I mean, he's good, but I mean, he could be just by some of the play calling and the situations that he's in. Like, could he be a little bit overwhelmed at certain times during the game, trying to do a little too much? Who knows? Because there's just times where we're like, why are you throwing that fade in the end zone? Fortunately, we didn't have, we weren't in the position to throw the fade and all the bubble screams all the time. So, McDaniels, but next year they're going to see how this team responds to all the things that, yes, both Michigan guys, without a doubt. That's why he was trying to get Tom Brady, Michigan guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, but McDaniels, they're gonna be looking at him a little different next year, because of the way the team faltered down the stretch. But when you sit back and you look at all the injuries that this team has suffered, and still won 11 games. It's a huge accomplishment. But I don't think people understand the depths, not using it as an excuse. But when I brought that stat up about having backup linemen start 47% of the snaps, that's a lot. Mm-hmm. When the average good team has had 26 and Buffalo has had 4%. So, and he mentioned
that's a huge difference.
Yeah, and Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey maybe played 2 or 3 games together.
Yeah.
All season.
Yeah.
So
that's a huge difference.
Yeah. That's a huge difference right there.
I thought the Dolphin defense played excellent defense once they added Jalen Ramsey to that lineup.
Yeah.
I believe my Raiders would have even won the game against the Dolphins had it not been for Jalen Ramsey. And I know I see you rolling your eyes.
No, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember Xavier Howard played in that game.
Howard doesn't concern me as much. He's too good. He's too busy making babies.
Yeah, but they still do respect him. They'll test him from time to time. But when you see offenses designed to basically pick on your third cornerback and your linebacker and safety, which Baltimore did, because once Xavier Howard went out of that game, all those big plays were on that right side of the field. They picked on Eli Apple, Duke Riley. Javon Holland got burnt once by a big play on 4th down against Isaiah Likely and Deshaun Elliott. They focused on those particular players, and Apple and Riley are backups, and that's who they attacked. And
I thought the defense played great last night. Jerome Baker made a great play on defense.
Teams and the title. Allen slings it inside. Stops toward the goal line. They're not going to get.
Yeah, that was Jerome Baker. I know the video was a little blurry there, but Jerome Baker, man, and then to have the news the very next day that he's going to be out for the rest of the season.
Is it the rest of the season or just the game? I think it's just
he's
the game.
Done for the year. He had surgery today.
Really? Baker did?
Baker did. Had surgery today.
On the same knee?
I guess so.
So that means he shouldn't have played.
That was per Omar Kelly. And Omar be on his shit.
Yeah. That means he shouldn't have played last night.
Yeah. Had surgery today, man. And Van Ginkel, who's had a great year. He's out. So I hope Mostert comes back. And, I hope Waddle shows up this weekend. Because I really want the Dolphins, man. If my Raiders are out of it, I want to see you guys happy. I want to see you guys win.
Yeah, and I think in the stadium it's kind of hard, but how much pressure? I don't know if they got that much pressure on Tua. Tua had time last night? They weren't harassing him a great deal. What were they?
No, Tua had time.
So the offensive line
sack.
Yeah, so the offensive line with basically this was the first. Well, we're missing Isaiah Wynn, but this was the first time we've had at least 4 of our starters on the offensive line. 4 of our 5 starters on. No, and I'm sorry. Connor Williams didn't play. So that's 3. Yeah. Connor Williams is out. So that's another player that with the season ending.
How about Devon A-Chain, though? The Dolphins not going to him in the second half. And I could hear it in Jerm's voice earlier, how frustrated that made him. At least attempt, Lorenzo. At least attempt.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back. That sound like one of the players. I would have to go
A-Chain
back.
had 10 carries for 56 yards.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I don't know what happened in the second half.
5.6 yards a carry. Like, give them a chance.
I remember that series where they ran the ball like 3 times and nothing happened. That must have been Jeff Wilson in the game instead of A-Chan.
You know, sometimes I think Mike McDaniel, when they get these genius labels as head coach, they outthink themselves.
Possible. Right.
I think they outthink themselves.
Possible.
I questioned a lot of his play calls this season. I do think he's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great guy. He listens to Tupac, so he's cool, you know.
Right.
But I do question him sometimes.
Yeah, and have formations or personnel in the game that's not going to dictate what you're going to do. So it's like when you see Craig Kraft and you see Clay Chase-Pool and you see Robbie Chosen on the field, what does that tell the difference? The defense.
Yeah.
You're running the ball.
Yeah.
You're not throwing the ball. You know what I mean? So, things like that, I think they just got to work on and evolve. Second year of the offense, second year coach, great year.
Wait, let's give some applause for rookie Devon A-Chain because he was average for the year, Lorenzo, 7.8 yards per carry.
Yeah.
7.8 yards per carry. That's the best in the NFL history.
Can you look at how many games did he play?
By running back with at least 100 carries in the season.
How many games did he play out of 17?
He missed quite a few games.
Yeah. He was out for 4.
Yeah.
He played in the first game of the season. He may have had 1 carry in the New England game, so he barely played that one. And then he got hurt against the Giants.
He did get to carry the rock 100 times, over 100 times this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best in NFL history by running back with at least 100 carries.
How many yards did he finish with? Did he get 900?
Let's see. He had exactly 103 carries for 800 yards.
800 yards. Okay. I knew he was close to, and that's probably it. Doesn't tell you how many games?
Doesn't say how many games.
Yeah. So I would say he probably played 9 games.
Courtesy the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. He probably played 9 games total.
Yep.
If that many.
I mean, that's a great season.
Mm-hmm. And last night you missed that 1-2 punch between the two of them. So
missed that.
Yeah, you missed that last night, but still should have won. Still should have won the game. Tyreek, should have caught that pass. Tyreek, Tua could have thrown to another receiver instead of staring him down.
Yeah.
So
you gotta have playmakers make plays. Like for the Bills, Harding kick return last night.
Right.
That was huge. This was huge.
Yeah.
Back-to-back possessions. Jake Bailey with a big punt sends Deontay Hardy all the way back to the 5. Has some space. Takes off. Look out, Hardy. Gets a block downfield. Hardy's going to go. He's in midfield. Nobody's going to catch him. Deontay Hardy, 95 yards.
Yeah, I when that happened, I was like,
Can you play that one more time? Or I just want to see where he kicked the ball from. The punter. Yeah. What yard line?
Let's see.
Back-to-back possessions. Jake Bailey with a big punt sends Deontay Hardy all the way back to the 5. Has some space. Takes off. Look out, Hardy. Gets a block downfield. Hardy's going to go. He's in midfield. Nobody's going to catch him. Deontay Hardy, 95 yards.
The longest punt return for a touchdown
this year,
Buffalo Bills history.
Yeah, I was wondering why he didn't try to kick it towards the sideline when it was happening. I was like, why is he kicking it straight in the middle of the field? Normally they angle towards the sideline or try to get a coffin corner or something of that sort.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And the Bills fans, like, they erupted. And that's the most opponent. I mean, I've seen it before where it appears like the other team has so many fans in the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
As a Raider fan, I hate that because our games are in Las Vegas. Everybody plans their vacations for Vegas. You know, I hate that. But Miami has a similar problem especially when a popular team like the Cowboys or the Steelers or the Buffalo Bills or the Philadelphia Eagles come to town. That's a problem. And I hated seeing all those Buffalo fans celebrate and whoop it up in Hard Rock Stadium like they won
the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, they won the division. The thing that makes me more upset is that you heard them when the game started.
Yeah.
Once the Dolphins went up, it's like you ain't hear them anymore.
Yeah.
It's like you forgot they were there because it was 14-7 for quite some time, and then the fourth quarter came, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, wow, you forgot because they were quiet because, the Bills weren't doing anything but turning over the ball. But once that punt return happened, you couldn't shut them up after that.
No doubt. Shout out to my homie Tommy Green, who's chiming in on Facebook. Tommy says, let's go. Remix Sports Media, home of the Miami Man Cave, where we do it big. There, Lorenzo, we got to get you on the show this year.
All right, man.
So we can talk about this Africa trip. That's still on, right?
No, man, we had to postpone that. It was in December. We postponed it because of the war happening in Israel and Gaza.
Yeah.
So we had quite a few people that decided not they too close to
smartly.
Yeah. So I didn't want to be liable. So no, So about 15 to 16 people traveling with you. Like we'll pass. So
yeah,
I'll be going sometime.
What did you think about the halftime performance?
Oh man,
I thought
we
that
just
was
getting to that.
Great. Let's give him some love, man. Uncle Luke, Trick Daddy, Rick Ross, Trina. I think even I don't know if DJ Nasty was out there, but he was supposed.
Yeah,
to.
he was on stage. Yeah,
okay.
He was playing the music. Yeah, Nasty was there. So no, it was. I don't know. This might be TMI, but I missed the last play of the second quarter when Jerome Baker tackled him at the goal line because. After I don't know what Vic Fangio was doing with having that prevent defense at the goal line and allowing them to just get 5 more yards and run out of bounds. I don't know what that was, but I knew it was like one more play and I had to go to the bathroom. So I was like, because I knew if I waited to go to the bathroom, I would miss the halftime show because I would be in line. So I jetted to go to the bathroom, came back and missed that final play just so I could see Nasty, Trick, Trina, Luke, Rick Ross all come out there and shut it down. And the thing that was so rewarding because they were celebrating 50 years of hip hop, the stands were full of people. Like normally during halftime,
everybody goes to the concessions,
but people stayed there to watch the halftime show
because they all heard about it, and it didn't disappoint.
Yeah, I think it was only about 8 minutes long, but just to hear, homegrown Miami music at Hard Rock Stadium with Miami 305 representing talent on that field.
How about the way Rick Ross came on the field?
Oh, they started screaming. That was crazy.
Rider.
Oh, they loved it.
That is so Miami.
Yeah, they loved it. The crowd went crazy when that happened.
That is so Miami.
Yeah. So that was good.
It was great.
It was good.
Kudos to the Miami Dolphins for that.
Yeah, maybe they'll do more of that going forward.
Yeah, I hope to see that Miami artists take it to the road because I think a tour with just Miami artists would be epic. You know who else was not there?
Who was not there?
From Miami. First one comes to mind.
You talking about like a Pitbull or a Flow Rider or a
Paul Greasy?
Yeah, Ball Greasy. Yeah, I think Ball Greasy say something. He was a little.
Yeah, he was a little miffed about it. He
Yeah.
wasn't exactly happy that nobody invited him, and he said, "I saw that shit. I saw that, and he let him know about it.
Wow.
I didn't know you saw that.
yeah, I saw that. Somewhere I saw that, and I actually knew about it because Nasty told me about it.
Yeah.
Prior to, and he said, "Don't say anything." And then Luke and I even posted it on my IG while they were rehearsing. Luke put it out there, so I knew it was happening. But Nasty was like, "Yo, we only got 7 minutes." So
Yeah, that's why I think they didn't invite any more.
Right, because they didn't have a lot.
I just think it would be a great idea to put a 305 tour together, and they can hit every other state. Maybe even it's just the South. I don't know, but they could take it around. A tour with Flo Rida, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, Uncle Luke.
Yeah. And then have local artists or artists from that particular city also on the bill.
Yeah, that would be dope.
That might
Shout out to my man Space Jenkins, who does a great job and put together kind of a Southern tour with Trick Daddy, JT Money, and who else? Plies, I think. And they did something like that. But this would be great.
Right.
Yeah. So shout out to Money Mark as well, who did not make it or get invited. But again, they only had 7 minutes, Lorenzo. So,
yeah.
Hey, I'm glad I got you on the show tonight. I do want to ask you something before we get up out of here.
Say that again.
I said, I'm glad you're on the show tonight. I want to ask you something. First off, I know the game isn't over yet. You got a score?
I think it's 17-3. I saw Michigan just kicked it's like, second quarter. Yeah, 17-3, 11-18. Let's go in the second quarter.
Damn, I'll catch the second half. But I thought that Washington with Michael Penix, Stephen A. told me about that defense, man.
Yeah,
the Michigan defense.
And they trying to do a little something. They got a third and 14 right now.
Again. Huh?
They got a 3rd and 14 right now. Washington.
It ain't happening, bro.
Yeah. So we'll have to see.
But I would be happy for Michigan if they get it done. Jim Harbaugh, I do believe, is out of there, is headed to the National Football League. Please go to the Chargers. Don't come to Vegas. We don't want you. We want Antonio Pierce.
Well, don't you think that the Raiders learned from the last time when they had like an interim coach? What was the last coach? Yeah, they had him, and the players wanted him to stay, and they went ahead and went with Josh Daniels. Don't you think that the Raiders organization has learned their lesson because of that?
I hope so. I hope so, but I've got a suspicious feeling that they're gonna talk to Harbaugh, especially if he wins the national championship tonight. Then he's going to ask for the farm. And we're already paying Gruden, McDaniel, God knows who else. No. Stick with Antonio Pierce. Draft one of these great rookie quarterbacks.
Where you drafting?
13. Yeah. We're going to have to move up in the draft.
Yeah, Penix might fall. People are saying Penix might fall in
the
draft. Yeah, I've heard.
I would not mind getting him.
He might fall out of the top 10, especially if he doesn't perform well tonight.
It's just one game, man. He's going up against a great defensive line.
I'm just saying they're not considering him like one of the top 2 or 3.
He's top 5 in my opinion.
Yeah. So he might go in the latter part of the round. I mean Marvin Harrison Jr. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go 1. Who has the number? The Bears have the number 1 pick now, right?
Yep. And I want Justin Fields. So I want the Bears to move on from Justin Fields.
Oh, you want Justin Fields?
I want Justin Fields in Vegas for my Raiders. I believe that kid is a superstar.
Yeah, he started off pretty well. Then he got hurt. And then these last few weeks, he's done pretty good.
Yeah.
The Express says, we want Harbaugh down here.
Says Ross Holland Harbaugh. Y'all can have him. Okay, I know he did a great job with the 49ers. They actually made a trip to the Super Bowl. Did they win it?
No, they lost. That was Kaepernick.
Right?
They lost to
that game.
to the Ravens.
Yeah.
I think it was that Super Bowl. That was Ray Lewis's last game.
Yeah. Yeah, but Hubbard did a great job in the NFL. But I think all of the sanctions and all the trouble he got caught up in is going to catch up with him.
No, I mean, I just think with the Dolphins, they just need to give it some grace. It is his second year as a coach. I mean, it would have been a phenomenal story if he were able to take the Dolphins to the AFC Championship game, or even the Super Bowl. But it is the thing is, why we're stressing is because we got players that are older, like the Jalen Ramseys, the Chubbs, and the Tyreek Hills. So it's like win now mode. But you got to realize you have a coach that's just completed his second full season and a defensive coordinator that is working in his first year with these particular players. Now he could probably get some more of the type of players you need a run thumping linebacker. David Long did good, but now you need look at those linebackers the Ravens got. God, you need a couple of linebackers like that. So for this defense to be able to, because that's where they're picking, backside of the backfield, tight ends are attacking the linebackers and the safeties and whoever the backup cornerback is.
Yeah.
That's how they're beating the Dolphins defense.
So the consensus pick for the Super Bowl is the Baltimore Ravens right now.
And the 49ers.
At least to make it, and the 49ers.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you like to see the Cowboys make it to the Super Bowl?
Yes, I would.
Mm-hmm.
I would. I think, and you're hearing here first, right on this show. I think it's going to be. I hate to say it, Dolphin fans, but it's going to be, and I have the right to change my mind, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
I don't even have the Ravens going. I think they're going to get upset. I know they look perfect on both sides of the ball, and they have playmakers.
Not perfect. I mean, they did beat down the 49. Well, they
beat everybody.
The 49ers game was pretty just interceptions, and some of them were caused by the Ravens, and some of them were just bad throws. They beat down the Dolphins. 2 of those, that interception. Stares down the wide receiver again, right before the half. He stares him down. That's what he does. Mm-hmm. And then that changed the whole complexion of that game after that. So,
yeah.
They're playing. They are playing well. If Mark Andrews comes back, they're going to be hard to beat.
The Ravens will be hard, and they're playing.
They're going to be hard to beat
every game.
Yeah, I think they got Hamilton needs to come back. The safety needs to come back, and I think Humphrey got hurt. But then that's why a lot of players sat out this game on Saturday against the Steelers. So, but the Bills got to play better than they did last night.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a banged up Dolphin team that they beat last night.
Allen makes a ton of mistakes. You got the best of Josh Allen and the worst of Josh Allen
last night
in one game.
Right. With no pass rush.
Yeah. And he got a hero's welcome when they returned to Buffalo. I had the video. I didn't.
Oh, really?
I loaded up. Yeah. But
I got to go back and watch the game again. I haven't been able to just have the time, but I want to go watch it again to see, the ability of the defense to get pressure on Josh Allen, how blitzes worked, how they didn't work. There's a lot of times where he had to scramble out of the pocket. So that means there was good coverage downfield and he has scrambled and ran the ball. So, that's the same thing you're going to have to face this week going up against Patrick Mahomes. It's going to, ad-lib, extend plays. Guys are going to freelance, and that's when he's going to find an open receiver. But it's going to be hard. Don't even know who our 2 pass rushers, who our edge rushers are going to be because everybody's hurt.
Everybody hurt, man. They got a match unit over there. I mean,
Agba will be one.
Yeah.
And Ingram will be the other. And those are the only 2. There's nobody else.
Yeah, I can't believe that shit about Jerome Baker, man. I mean, god damn. Out.
I did not see that today.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Bad news. Van Ginkel out. Like, Dolphin fans can't catch a break, man.
And Jalen Ramsey is playing hurt.
Yeah.
He's got a knee injury. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, he got shoot last night, and thank God.
Josh Allen overthrew
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wide open.
I didn't see the pattern. Was it a stop and go or what happened?
It was a stutter step. Yeah. He didn't really stop. He stuttered like he was about to cut, and then he just took off.
Right. And that's why Jalen Ramsey got called for that pass interference on that last drive because he did that stutter and step and he tried to push off his knee. He couldn't push off, so that's why he grabbed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's the left knee. I've seen him walk into the coming out of the locker. I'm watching him. I said, "Oh, he limping." Me and Papa Pump was like, "Yo, he hurt."
Yeah. Hey, man.
No,
good fun, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You and Jeremy yelling at each other. The fans just.
I was like, "Why is he yelling?" I'm like, why is he yelling? I said, okay, sooner or later, I'm just gonna have to yell at him. you notice it was manufactured anger, to be honest with you.
Saying the same thing,
and I kept saying we are saying the same thing. But he's just so he's just mad that people are not blaming on Tyreek, and Tyreek gets a pass. But he's right. Yeah. He's absolutely right. He's right. Yeah. Tyreek, dropped the pass, a touchdown. Think about the Eagles game. He dropped a touchdown pass.
Yep. Convenient drops or inconvenient drops.
Right,
right. It was the wrong damn time.
Right. So, it was a drop that Dallas game. That would have been a 96-yard bomb. He dropped that one. There was a pass similar to the one in the Chargers game. I can't remember what team it was, but he dropped. It was the same play that took the lead against the Chargers. They call that same play. It was against the Jets. It was the Jets because Sauce Gardner, who's tall, Tua had to throw it over Sauce Gardner's head, dropped it. So it was probably harder for Tyreek to pick it up. He dropped that one in the end zone. And then the Ravens, so, but for what he's been delivering all season long, and I'm not using him as a scapegoat at all. I'm not going to blame it on him.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, what I didn't like in the press conference last night.
What you didn't like?
I didn't like.
Okay.
Did not like Tyreek Hill going to the podium.
I didn't see it.
And saying specifically, he mentioned Shannon Sharp. He mentioned my friend Stephen A. Smith.
Again?
Yes. And he mentioned Skip Bayless. Why are you thinking about these talking heads? Why are you thinking about what the media is going to say tomorrow?
So now you understand what I said. They were getting caught up, believing the hype, putting on a show.
Yes.
And when you're thinking like that, you start to press. And when you start to press,
that's why he dropped passes.
You start pressing because you're like, we cannot go out like this. You can't lose. And once you start to press, just like Tua said in the Ravens game, when they got down 21-18 on that last drive, they started pressing.
Yeah.
And when you start, everything is a show. It's the greatest show on turf. And they got caught up in that. And I think and Hard Knocks added on to that. Having those cameras, working on these celebrations, and it starts to take over. And then you start hearing comments like that come out in a press conference. He shouldn't even be thinking about that because he's already thinking about what the media is going to say about this team, about Tua, on the first take or in Undisputed the following day.
Yeah.
When you
not be thinking about that.
When you said Shannon Sharp, I thought you was going to be talking about Cat Williams' interview.
Yeah, and I've had enough of that shit too. I've had enough. Haven't you?
Nah, it was good.
No, but I mean,
it was good.
Every podcast in America was talking about that.
Hey, man, give it to Shannon. He's winning.
Well, I'm happy for Shannon Sharp.
He's winning. Just imagine where he was when he left Skip. He didn't know what he was going to do.
Yep.
He had no idea what his next thing was going to be. And then our friend Stephen A. Smith reached out to him, brought him on board. He started doing the club Shay Shay, started doing the nightcap, and then
he'd been doing Shay Shay.
Huh?
He had been doing that. And then he started the nightcap, and then everything blew up. Yeah. You don't even need ESPN anymore.
No, because
he doesn't need it. But
the thing is, who's he going to interview next? He should get Monique on there.
Yeah, I saw the clips with her and Steve Harvey, and boy.
Yeah, he should get Monique on there, or Taraji P. Henson. That's who should get. You can get Taraji on there next.
You know who's a nice guy, Lorenzo? And
who's that?
I don't know if he deserves the heat he's been getting from Cat Williams, is Ricky Smiley. Who comes down to Miami to do the Jazz in the Garden stuff.
Right.
Like, I think Cat was probably could have backed off of Ricky a little bit.
Well,
Ricky Smiley's a great guy.
No. Love Ricky. But I think two things can be true. I did a breakdown on my show on Star 94.5, Orlando's only R&B, about that scenario once Ice Cube came out and spoke about it. Now, if you heard what Ice Cube said that Cat Williams said some things that were 100% correct, right?
Right.
And he didn't come enough to, I don't think he came to Ricky's defense enough, but what he said was Cat is absolutely right. However, when Shannon asked when Shannon asked Ricky Smiley the question, you were supposed to play Money Mike, right? And if I were auditioning, and I've auditioned for movies where I auditioned for one role and I get in there and they've given me another role.
Right.
One movie, Name of Justice. I went in there to read for the drug dealer role. They're like, nah, we want you to play this role. I said, what role is this? It's the role of the crackhead. I was like, oh, okay. The way I moved, I was more appropriate for the crackhead than I was for the drug dealer. But did I come in there and was supposed to be the drug dealer? Yes. No. And that's yes. I came in there to read for the drug dealer, just like Ricky came in there to read for Money Mike. But when they saw the way he moved, tall, skinny, now you know what'll be funny? Let's dress him up as the Santa Claus. So Cat Williams probably did not even know that Ricky had read that. He just came in and read for Money Mike and destroyed it. You see what I'm saying? And that's how Cube is saying. That's how when we saw Cat, he won the role. So that's exactly how it kind of went. That's how it went down. And it's unfortunate that it hit Ricky to where it affected him in such a way. I don't know if that stuff with him on video is true or what have you, but
Shelby Russian was about to knock motherfuckers out over Ricky.
Yeah, but
Shelby
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it affected him in such a way that he got, really distraught about it. But it's about a movie role. I think that was all he said about Ricky, right?
Yeah,
it was just a movie role, and he called him a liar, and called him a liar. So, I guess I would feel that way if somebody called me a liar. But it's a movie role that Cat just didn't know all the information. So
I mean, every damn comedian I know commented on this thing, and I mean everybody like guys that weren't even involved, Michael Blackson and
I think he said something about Michael Blackson. He said something about he said something to him about using a fake African accent. Oh yeah. Oh, Cat was coming for everybody.
Wow. Great marketing though. I mean, his tour is gonna sell out. He just made himself a whole lot of money.
And that's what he sat there, he took receipts, he took notes, and everybody that said anything, he came after him. And, that stuff about Steve Harvey was hilarious. You know what I mean? The things that he was saying. And people have been saying things about Harvey in reference to Bernie, for a few years. And Cat just went back, and kind of reiterated that. The situation with Wanda from V103, was he talked about that again, and that resurfaced. And yes, and Godfrey does do a great Steve Harvey. I actually talked about that today on my show.
Right.
And Godfrey's response. He does him great. Oh my goodness. And it was just so funny. So we get that. And I'm just happy for Shannon, because look at where he was prior to walking away from Skip and where he is now.
Yeah.
Less than a year.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
A
in
little
no
more
time.
No time.
That's when God, I know you're religious. That's when God is on your side.
There you go.
Because when God makes a decision, when he moves in your favor,
right,
nobody be against you.
That's right.
Nobody can be against you. Doesn't matter. They're
but no, I'm enjoying. It gives us, in fact, for us, it gives us something more to talk about. You know what I mean? So now, what's the next big thing? And now Shannon Sharpe can move into a stratosphere where I think his video, I haven't seen it on. I haven't seen how many views he's gotten.
Last I checked, it was at 15 million.
How much?
15.
You said 15?
15.
No, he had said yesterday it was close. It was like 27 million.
Yeah, it may be that now.
Yeah.
That was the last time I checked. I just stopped paying attention. By the way, shout out to my man Jonathan Hood from ESPN 1000 in Chicago. He'll be joining me later this week.
Woo!
Yeah, Jay Hood. Hopefully he has some good news regarding Justin Fields. We'll give you a first round pick, bro.
35 million views in 5 days.
My God.
35. And I think they said that it might be the second most views on YouTube in that span of time. I think Joe Rogan had 51. I think Shannon said Joe Rogan had like maybe 51 million, but that was over like a year or two span.
Yeah.
He's at 31 million on that video in 5 days.
Man.
Oh, come on, man. We need to go watch the Heat game, man. Third quarter.
All right, man. So we about to get up out of here, folks. Lorenzo, thank you so much.
Wait, before we go, what's your take on the Heat thus far? Before we close.
I have no idea. I haven't seen the game. I haven't even looked at it yet. I forgot they were
I'm talking about thus far this season.
Oh. By the way,
I sent you that clip of us.
Yeah. Dwayne Wade's retirement. What a great night that was, right?
We did it, man, boy. It was before
Shout
our time.
out to the sports brothers, man.
It was before our time. We're on the court doing post game and pre game and all that other stuff, man. We gotta get back to that.
Got to get back, no doubt, no doubt. I'm doing it with Remix Sports, man. We got our rookies out there, our young guys out there. I haven't gone to all I've been to a couple of games this year.
Yeah.
And I'm going to the Dwayne Wade Hall of Fame ceremony on the 14th when they play the Hornets.
Okay.
My thoughts on the Heat this year is that Eric Spoelstra might be the greatest coach in NBA history.
Okay.
And I know that's a lot, but here's why.
Mm-hmm.
He makes, I don't know how they find these guys. Like, Jaime Jaquez Jr., like, where did he come from?
Steal of the draft.
I mean, this guy's closing games.
And Jovic now, I don't know if he started tonight, but he was starting at the 4 since Jimmy has been out, at the 4.
Jimmy's out. Tyler's out.
Tyler's out tonight? Okay. Okay.
I mean, I'm just
but they had a lineup of Bam, Jovic, Jaime, Tyler, and I think Lowry played again. Lowry against the Suns. And I was like, how are these guys going to even play defense against Booker and Beal? And the Heat were competing, I think, in the first half. I think they were down by I think it was like 2 points or something like that at halftime. Mm-hmm. And then after the half, Booker and Beal said, you know what, we just going to beat these guys off the dribble one-on-one. But that shows you, and I think they played a lot of zone in that game. But missing Martin, Richardson, and I think Richardson might have played that game. Martin, Richardson, and Jimmy, those are your defenders, your wing defenders that you need. in order to stop those players. So being able to at least compete, beat LA, your Lakers, without those guys, shows how good of a coach he can be. We all know they're going to make another move. I don't know what that move is going to be, but they're probably going to make a move. But I don't want us to break up the core because Jimmy's 34, Lowry's 37, 38. Keep Bam.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know, bro.
Yeah. Keep the core of those. If you can keep the core of those four together and maybe make a trade by just giving up first round, because you got your core.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So go get your young free agent, and if you can, see what you have to give up to get a Donovan Mitchell, because he's always in the rumors. But the fact that I don't think Jimmy, Tyler, and Bam have played more than 7 or 8 games together.
By the way,
all season long.
I hate this about the NBA. I think the NBA have bullshitted the American people for some years now, because they sell this great game to you. You buy these tickets, and you don't get to see
that's just
superstar players.
Right.
On any given night, you can buy an NBA ticket, pull up to the game, and there's a backup guy playing. Your stars are not playing.
Right.
And you check them. Oh, this one is out because of rest.
Yeah.
And I know they came up with this rule, the quote unquote, what is it called?
The load management.
Load management rule.
Mm-hmm.
That don't matter.
Right. Well, I mean, that's why they started the mid-season. It's not even mid-season. The in-season tournament, just to have some excitement in the early part of the year. And you being a Laker fan, like, come on, what's the Lakers record after they, exerted so much energy to win that tournament? They've had a losing record since then.
Yeah, the Lakers suck, man. We beat the Clippers last night, but we suck.
Yeah, we suck. I mean, was there an overreaction to the LeBron James dunk?
No, LeBron is the greatest.
Okay,
and I will stand by that. Stephen A. and I have been arguing about that for about 10 years, and I'm not giving in. I think LeBron is the greatest ever.
I think that's the first time I've really seen the age, because he did not get up as high as he used to. Because
he's 39 and he's.
I know. I said that's the first time that it was a dunk, but it was the fact that he dunked it on Paul George while everybody's really ecstatic, and the fact that he was just pushing the guy off to get into the paint. Right. He just pushed him off, and then just went. And George was, I'm going to stay here. Oh no, let me get out the way. And then because normally LeBron is looking down at the rim. This one was about eye level, and then he got there, and then doom at the end. So,
I mean, how many years are this guy gonna be flying around like this?
I know. I said it's the first time I really saw. He said, "Yeah, he's getting older," but it still was a good dunk.
Yeah, but he's the best player on this team still.
I know.
He's 40.
Yeah,
I mean, he's 39 technically, but he's.
Did you
40.
see some rumors of him possibly being? Who was it? Ben Simmons that put out that ridiculous trade about LeBron and Gabe Vincent coming back to Miami? Did you see that?
No.
Huh?
I did not see that, but that would be great.
Ben Simmons put that out. Boston. Ben Simmons put that out there. Yep.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I can't remember. Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson.
Fans that hate LeBron.
It was Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, a first-round pick. It was one other, and Jovic for Gabe, and come back with Gabe Vincent. And,
I miss Gabe. I miss Gabe.
Well, how's he doing in LA? He's hurt, right?
He's great. He's doing
terrible.
Nothing.
Yeah,
terrible.
Nothing. So I mean, and that's why everybody was talking about, you lost, Max Strus and Gabe Vincent. I'm like, no, we're gonna be all right. I mean, I didn't know Duncan Robinson was gonna be this Duncan Robinson, But I thought Josh Richardson and the addition of
they ain't bad. That's why I said Eric Spoelstra's got to be a genius, bro.
Yeah, and Martin coming back, and I thought Jaime Jaquez would do well. So I said those three right there will fill that void of having not having Gabe Vincent and Max Strus, but Duncan Robinson has made us forget all about Max. Ain't nobody thinking about Max with the way Duncan Robinson is playing and coming off the bench doing it. So
Duncan Robinson been lighting it up all year long.
Yeah,
and he's putting the ball on the ground.
Yeah, looking good, looking good,
looking
so,
great.
I just want us to get. I just want us to get healthy, see what Jimmy's going to do, and see how we all mesh once everyone comes back together healthy.
Yeah. Let's watch the rest of this game in this national championship. By the way, Lorenzo.
Yes.
I don't know if you watch Raising Canaan on Stars.
Yes, I do.
You know,
here we go. You want to talk for another? It's another 5-minute conversation.
I just got to get it out of my system, man.
I'm mad.
I got to get out of my system, man.
Why
they
did they do
Unique,
that,
man?
Why they do that, man?
They killed Unique, man.
I was mad,
man.
As soon as it happened. As soon as that happened, I'm like, they're going to take a 2-week hiatus. I knew it immediately. I was like, oh, man.
They messed me up with that one.
I was like, is he really dead? And then they showed him rolling the body out. I was like, is he going to blink? I'm waiting for him to blink.
Man.
You know what I mean? But he came out and said that he has 2 careers and he's about to go on tour. So I'm not sure if that was part of the negotiation or he found out about it and he said, okay, I'm going to do this stuff. But I think that's going to be, they're going to have to come with somebody.
Twice power. That's twice.
Yeah, I think he's hard to replace. He's hard to replace.
Like James St. Patrick. You killed James St. Patrick and Unique.
Yeah,
what are they doing?
Yeah, but he's going to be hard to replace. I don't know if I like this new character, his brother. I'm not sure if
I can't stand him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're not supposed to like him, but I'm not sure if he's going to be, strong enough to.
Oh, they're going to kill his ass.
I mean, Unique just had that swag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was representing. He was representing New York in a very effective way.
And the way he pulled Rock, man, I was with that.
Yeah.
I was with that.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And then 50 killed him, man. The last time I almost cried, bro.
You were crying?
I almost did, man. I was like, the last time I felt that bad about somebody in a movie dying was when they killed Coach Cheese.
Wow.
And you know how that affected everybody when Coach Cheese got killed on Cooley High. Like that was the end.
The same feeling, Jeff. The same feeling.
Almost, man.
Yeah.
I started to hear Boyz II Men singing that song, man.
Wow, that was sad. That was sad. Coach Cheese. That was sad. That was really sad.
It was sad, man. It was epic.
Yeah, man. So
anyway,
it comes back Friday. So
comes back Friday, man. Thank God for that, man. So
all right, man. Let's go watch this game, man. We gotta do this more often, dog.
Last thing, Lorenzo. You have to go see the Book of Clarence.
I have not seen it.
You have to go see it. One of my buddies, he's only 12 or 13 years old. Ace W. Dillon is in the movie.
Okay.
Book of Clarence. I'm gonna go see it just because he's in it. Frank and I met him and his mom in Atlanta. He's a great kid, great young actor, has done a ton of movies. Everybody, America, please go see that movie, The Book of Clarence. All right?
Definitely. I'm my producer from Star 94.5. He said we had like a premiere for it last week. He said it was good.
Yeah. Excellent movie.
And he's a believer. So when you get the believer saying it was good, that's a good thing.
No doubt.
It's got a little twist to it.
Hey, Lorenzo, let everybody know where they can find you at.
Oh,
again.
yeah, you can definitely find me Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Star 94.5 in Orlando, and on Saturday night, 6 to 10 on Hot 105 in Miami. And of course, I was about to say, and seat in section 101, seat 19, 20, 21, 22 at Hard Rock Stadium. You can find me and Papa Pump there. But we won't be back until next August.
You don't think so? Well, we know so. Because
we won't have any more home games.
No more
you know
home
what I mean?
games. Yeah,
so, but you know what? The Dolphins, here we go again. Dolphins, you know what? I ain't going to say it. I'm not even going to talk about the administration like that. But they did some foul stuff to the season ticket holders.
Yeah.
In reference to that playoff game. That was foul. That was foul what they did. And they did that. And look what happened. The Dolphins don't even have a home playoff game. But, and the people around the stadium charging like $50 to park.
Wow.
$50. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, last
I don't live too far from Hard Rock, as you know. I mean, I got a couple of spaces in front of my house. I mean,
I may have next season. I may have to park at your house and take an Uber to the stadium, man. I was like, yeah, I had a friend that lives right across the street from the stadium, and was, I'd give her $20 every game, and sometimes I gave her $30 before Christmas. Last night I pulled up the park at her house. I give it. She said, "How much is that?" I said, $20. She said, "Oh no, that ain't good enough." And was looking at my money like it was dirty, like it stank. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I said, I've been giving you
making a lot of money around the stadium. They were.
I've been coming there for this is game number 10.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Giving her 20, 30, sometimes $40 for Christmas. She said, give me a little extra. I gave her a little extra.
Right.
But because it was a Sunday night game, everybody was trying to take advantage of it. Yeah, and it was like, you got to give me. But she was nasty. She said, no, you got to give me 40. So I ain't giving you nothing.
Wow.
Just pulled off and went and found another. I parked over there by Betty T. Ferguson. Parked over there.
Way over there?
And that's where I had to park.
Holy shit. And then I walked back to your car.
I walked.
Wow.
Come on, man. You know I can walk, Jeff.
I know you can walk. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you walk
that
like
ain't
Kodak
nothing.
Black.
I put the headphones on, listen to the pregame, postgame, boom. That's cool. But that's why I parked right across the street. But I was like, I'm not going to let you talk to me that way. Look at my money like it's disgusting. And then I've been giving you this amount of money and have paid you extra, but I come to give you 20 and you look at me and basically curse me out. I was like, oh no, I'm not parking. I'm not parking in your place. Sorry, I'm not doing it. But
all right, my brother.
Yeah. All right, dog. Talk to you later. We love you too, man. We gotta do this again.
Yes, sir.
It'll be another month.
Yes, sir. We'll do it again for sure.
All right, man. Let's shoot for next week.
No doubt.
All right, man. Peace out.
Peace out.
Tight end in motion. Tagovailoa throws. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill in front of Benford. Puts Miami back in front. And he sticks the landing.
This has been a production of the Jeff Fox Show Incorporated.
Peace.
We're in the back office. Oh, we're back on?
We're about to get off right now. Peace out.